Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure and you're back again with Transport Fever Peninsula. Last time out we built this line and yeah, it's good. I mean, it could be anywhere. I mean, the map all looks pretty similar when it comes down to it. But this one you should recognise our friend as it emerges from the tunnel, as it surely will do right now. There we go. So we've got a full load on the Iron Land Central heading out to Elmore. Which is where we're going to start our adventure in just a moment. Well, so we'll ride it in as we head along the Jolly Green here. Texture's not quite loading in. Well, okay, it's all just very, very, very green indeed. I mean, I think that they're afflicted by levels of green that have previously not been properly identified. Whoa, that was scary. Anyway, what? Yeah. So, now then, I've managed to get this working, so I've given it a little bit of time to play forwards, but I largely used that time in order to replace every single vehicle currently operating on the roads to use the latest and greatest kit available, which should be, you know, shoving a few more passengers and a bit more freight around and generally making themselves useful. And we'll have a look at the cash when we pull into the station here in a moment, because we'll hop off the train at the same time. There we go. See, this station, when it's all properly jumping, is going to be properly jumping. There we go. As you can see, plenty of passengers waiting. 64 on board now. I imagine we'll have exactly the same number when we go back the other way. This line, incidentally, would quite happily take a third train running up and down it. As you can see, we've got a full load, and I think have we left any left over? Yeah, 5 left over. So yeah, we're easily getting it done as far as that's concerned. Anyway, it's 1919, which means that that planes are going to become available pretty soon. And while we're not ready to work trains immediately, we will be relatively in the next few episodes, I would have thought. It depends how quickly I can make some cash out of today's endeavour, which is going to kick off here. Right, so before pressing on, let's have a quick look at the cash situation. We've got 20 million's worth of loan available, plus whatever I've got in my back pocket at any given moment. The amount we make each year fluctuates quite a bit, depending on, you know, the number of big deliveries that we get. The ebb and flow of freight is making things a little unpredictable. So you know, some years you'll get 5 or 6 ships arrive with a full load. You know, there we go. Back there, you've got a 4.5 million quid year. Planes are available. Whereas last year, only 2.5 million. And the year that just scrolled off the edge was only 500,000 quid. So it varies quite significantly. But we are making, well, close to, I would say, 8 to 10 million in profit per year. And that's perfectly acceptable in terms of making a bit of headway. But yeah, we're going on to the next project. So the next project is quite straightforward. Well, you say that, it's going to be quite expensive. First off, we're going to curl around out of Elmore to go to Zion. Now, the reason for doing it that way is that we can then head from Zion, and when we've got the cash, head to Twin Peaks. Now, Ironforge is already planning a Twin Peaks line, so we could do effectively a loop that takes in the 4 cities there. And that will be, yeah, that'll be quite nice. But the right-hand line here is heading down towards Rapture. Now, I want to completely rebuild Rapture because it should be massive. It should just be, you know, a huge population centre. It's got imported goods coming in. In fact, I mean, look at this. We've got a queue of goods. No, there's nothing on that one. Then we've got a queue of goods waiting to come in. That one's got a full load, look. And the main reason that it's not growing very much is the landscape itself is fighting any kind of measure of progress that you might want to fling at it. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually a cheap one. Is we're going to set up a passenger ferry running from, well, we'll start by going from Rapture out to Waterdeep, but we may go, you know, we may hook up to other islands as well. And the placement of that port is going to dictate the placement of the train station, because I want the two to have catchment over one another. Now, that in itself is going to lead to a situation where I'm going to need in-town commuting, because The only place that I've found that even remotely will get the job done is this little lump of land here. There is the opportunity possibly if I smoothed out enough to do this one, but that's around the far side of the island. That's less useful for going further afield. Now we want to make sure that the passenger route is as simplified as possible and as quick as possible, so that people actually use it. But the overall aim will be to flatten out all of the land, possibly as far as, I don't know, about there, just this lot around here, to try and bring this as flat as possible, and then lay out a grid-based road. Now, I know some of you are less keen on the grid-based approach to things, but it definitely has its place, and this is one of those places it has. Right, I'm going to sink quite a lot of cash into this, so let's hope it works, eh? Right, first job, let's get the altitude down on this. Yeah, I know, see, altitude, elevate, flipping out, you just burned $1.5 million. You're getting to the point where already I could have bought another train and made some money. But that's one of those things. Anyway, that's turned that into something that is dynamically usable. Really, dynamically usable. Oh, most certainly. Right, so we've got this measured out. The further I can build it in here, the better, really, because it means that the port itself will have plenty of kind of catchment radius. Now, do you want more than one terminal? Because if you do, the time to do it is now. Ooh, that's nice. Okay, all right, we'll do this. We'll do this now. I'll pull it out into the sea as much as possible, because that leaves more land on which to build things. So we'll go for there. Okay, cool. Now then, we'll flatten out the rest of this a bit. I say a bit, probably as much as I can get away with. But there we go. This is kind of the height that we want to pull the entire surrounding area into. And as you've seen already, I mean that comes. Did I just shred? I don't know how much I just shredded, but it wasn't cheap. Right, borrow some cash, because let's keep talking. Oh, I just had £1 million come in when I did that, so that's all good. So yeah, I mean, making this as even tempered as possible as far as altitude is concerned, elevation, height, however you wish to describe it, friends, it is going to help us out. Right, now then, you were going to put a road in there, weren't you? Yeah, I was. Well, don't. So next we want a terminal. Passenger terminal station. Is that the best one? Surface passenger station with a tram stop. Yes. Talk to me of this. That sounds like my kind of poison. No, that's this one. Surface passenger station with a tram stop. That's quite long. No, that's only 160. It's not actually that long at all. So I want this about here. Right, now we can't align the terrain, which means more bulldozing is required. Now, I said this was going to be simple. I didn't say it was going to be cheap. Well, in fact, I want it lined up with whatever piece of road I stick in there. Okay. Now then, how many platforms you got there? 2. Underground level? No, we don't want underground trains. Don't need them. No. Service passenger station with a tram stop. Because then we can run trams down the side of it. That'll be lovely. I don't know if I'll be able to make it work, but it will be lovely. All right, okay. Well, you can kind of see the shape of the dilemma that is ahead of us. So let's get some road in, because I am going to put some road in here, and we'll work from there. Now I'm going to use the road, hopefully, to kind of set the tempo for further flattening endeavours by sticking it all at the same height. Is that right, or am I just visualizing? Well, you are visualizing, but it's whether you're visualizing correctly or not that matters. Now, as tempting as it may be to go to town with the cheap and cheerful free bulldozing device, that's not going to work here, because there's so many little bits of coastline. If you even whisper the notion that you might use the extended bulldozing function to try and pull this stuff off, you'll crash your game in no time at all. You clip the coastline at all, you're done for, I assure you. Right, okay, next job is going to be, sorry folks, you're out of here. And then we hit pause, because as ever, we want to avoid angering the AI to the point where it kind of goes, no, I'm going to build it back in again. And then we'll drop all of this down as well. Now, as you can possibly tell, this is not going to be a single swing at this. This is going to take time to build out the whole town using this kind of approach. I am absolutely burning through money. Right. That's why when we did this before. That's why we used the pork barrels. Because this is not a very good use of cash at all. But the end result should be flipping marvellous. That's the hope anyway. Now we can use roads along with the smoothing gun to do quite a lot of the heavy lifting here. But you are going to have to do some manually. That fits in there beautifully. All right, good. £500,000 quid to you, Gov. That's all right. I've got it. Hold on. You know, I'd anticipated spending a lot today, so you know, that's what. Just get out of my way. So spending this kind of cash is actually no big problem, and that gives us coverage. In fact, if we come this way as far as it'll allow, that's going to be about there, isn't it? All right, good. So we've got a train station, we've got a port, we've got a tram stop, all beautifully connected together. You say that it's not connected to anything else at the moment, but this should allow for something really quite scenic. If I can drive enough stuff down here, we should end up with, you know, skyscrapers and all sorts, just, you know, popping away merrily, going, check me out, I'm incredibly ostentatious. And if you remember the North Atlantic series that I did, which was ages ago, so you've either seen it or you haven't. I think it was Miami that had... Was it Miami? Could be. I can't remember exactly which one it was, but I had one end-of-line station set up where the city... It was what I was working on when the game was irretrievable. Was that even... I'm not even... Whoa, there. Tiny? No. You've got the wrong end of the stick here entirely. That's not what I want. Level this out, right? But base it off the height of the road. Right? And yeah, come on, pull it down. There you go. Yeah, no, you see, the end of the stick I want you to have here is the pretty end of the stick. Not the end of the stick that you're looking at, which is a shamefully ugly one. No, look, I'm trying to set a precedent for future AI building that, you know, comes up with something harmonious and flat. Flat is kind of the operative word. If we go like, no, it's still got a bit of a bow in it. Yeah, see, this is where your magic bulldozer really comes into its own. Maybe if I don't use the go straight across to get a straight line, we'll be able to make this happier. Oh, you want to come off at an angle? Well, coming off at an angle is not necessarily a bad thing, because we're going to go over there anyway. Terrain collision line. Yeah, what if I tell you you're a bridge? I'm happy about that. That's good. You've got a lip in the road there, though, haven't you? We don't want a lip in the road. In fact, come out as far as here, right, and do that. Okay, now I'm quite happy for you to pull off to the side here, because not an awful lot's going to build in there. I'm pointing at the screen again. It's like I don't learn, but, you know, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, while I'm building up using that's not going to work, is it? No, because you're going over the water. Blah, 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 blah. You know where I'm going with this. I'm gonna give up on that particular thought. Anyway, let's do that. Yeah, that looks terrific. And then we'll level all of this out and pull some of this down a bit. There you go. And that's not worked. Wretch. All right, you, Cinco. There you go. And then Smootho. That's good. Oh, and you can go beyond your budget if you are smoothoing and you still have cash when you start out, which is super. I'm sure I've noticed that before, but I just noticed it again. Stick a lump in the middle of that, would you? What are you colliding with? What aren't I colliding with? This is supposed to be a very minor interlude just to get things started before we crack onto the kind of main event. You might think, why are you burning all this cash now? It's not important, because the main thrust of this is going to be quite expensive, but I've got the cash to do it, so I'm not that bothered at all. Yeah, so come around here so you're more or less parallel with there. Right, you are colliding once more because you love it. You absolutely love a good collide. Well, maybe if we come a little bit further forwards and we start our adjustment in anglature there, and then we go this way, right, to about there, and then pop a little bit of a bridge in there. How does that look? Well, it looks moderately acceptable. All right, what do we like as far as bridges are concerned? A little bit of stone bridge. Oh, artisan. Yes. A bit of wood. No, I think we're beyond wood here in the 20th century. But jolly green. I tell you, jolly green does look quite jolly. But then it always does. That's not going to... Oh, it is going to work. Oh, right. We'll have that then. Okay, cool. Smashing. All right, so we've even bricked it up, which is ace. So we've kind of viaducted that a little more. Right, now I'm going to need you to let me do this. And I don't think you're going to with that width of road. So we're just going to have to do it that way. Electrify my tram track, please. Speaking of which, yeah, no, the station is also electrified, so that's grand. Right, I'm going to leave that bit there because we'll come back to it because there's a ton more to do. He says, pulling out the smoothing gun some more. But if I can get this whole area flattened out, this should work out very nicely indeed. Right, we now turn our attention. I haven't even named that harbour port thing yet, but we turn our attention to where we're going to, and we're going to go over here. And I haven't measured this up, so I've got no idea how this is going to work, but I expect there will be another expensive port deployment to occur around here. Now, Waterdeep would very much... Well, it would be very happy with a similar kind of arrangement, and it is the closest one. Now, we've got some relatively flat kind of edges on the coastline here, and what we're looking for is unable to align terrain. No, well, what we'd love is where it can align the terrain and it's in the right kind of water depth. But docks have to be inside the navigable waters. Or if you'd sit on there, we could come up with something that looks quite glam. Can you? Can you? Can you? No. No. Terrain we can fix. Navigable waters we can't. Okay, all right, there. This is going to be very expensive to fix. All right, well, I signed up for very expensive, so let's make it happen. Let's take another £1 million out of the bank. Because once I've got this shipping line running, I'm going to set the game in motion again, so we'll get some cash coming in. Right, let's do that. And I think I might earmark the redevelopment of Waterdeep as another project for later. Right, are we... In fact, I think I saw it working there. Yeah, because we could do exactly that. Well, there's not an awful lot of room, but we could do something similar to what we've done over in Rapture. We could do that here as well, which might be nice. Right, borrow some cash, close the window, plunk the thing in. Are we bothered about saving any money? Be nice to save some, but at the end of the day, it's all going to cost. So just get it done, man. No, wrong tool. There you go, right tool. Right, there we go. Now, as tempting as it is to just continue smoothing, knowing the fact that I'm spending money that I haven't got, I still have to pay it back somehow. So I've gained precious little there. Right, okay, road. You please connect to anything at all. That'll do. Yeah, I know you've got a bit of tunnel in there. We'll just put this down for a little bit of redevelopment later on, and then as long as you've got a bus stop worth of space there, then we'll be grand. Right, purchase. Thank you. Good. And then he built a bus stop. Okay, thank you. I had forgotten what I was supposed to be building. Will you slide in? You'll slide in there, no trouble. Right, Magnifico. Is it Magnifico? It's Magnifico. And smashing. Okay, right. Yes. Oh, look, Waterdeep Central. No, I think we're Waterdeep. Waterdeep. There you go. That's what I'm calling it. And then we want something that is kind of commuterish. And I think what we'll do is we will add... Really, the only thing that comes in here now is a bus from Silent Hill. Can we not get a bus from Castle Rock as well? That would be good. Anyway, well, you're at Hillcrest Street, so we'll go down to the docks after that, and then back to Hillcrest Street, where you've pulled some kind of very odd manoeuvre. Why have you done it? Okay, because you've only got to stop on one side of the road. Okay, well that's very easily resolved. Keep scrolling. Give me that. And there you go, look. Right, super. Okay, so we're going to need a little bit more than that if this is going to work. Now, how much are you going to charge me to build a bridge that goes across there? Because that would be peachy, but what it won't be is cheap. Let's have a look. Oh, actually, it's not as expensive as I thought it was going to be. £500,000. I mean, it's rubbish. Can we not flatten that up a bit? Maybe just a little. It's nice though. Oh, it's I mean, what's really missing here is we want a suspension bridge of some description. That would be super, and I don't doubt it would be quite expensive as well. But there you go. 600 grand gets you a bridge that shaves how long off the journey? Really not very long at all. Okay, don't bother then. Now then, where is... yeah, let's build a fresh route for this. Alright, so from Silent of the Hill is silent. And then I'm even going to put in another couple of stops here. So what you're seeing, what we're witnessing right here, where are we up to? Is I'm basically building out all of the surrounding bits before we get to work on the main bit. And I think we won't actually get to trains today. I think we'll save them for next time, because I suspect that's going to be a mission in its own right. I doubt there's any kind of connectivity going on here, so we'll stick another couple of bus stops. Why you keep clicking the wrong stop option there? Right, yeah, so then we'll go down to 13th, and then do we want to stop at Hillcrest? No, I think we go straight to Waterdeep branch here, because then you might get a few people get off at the branch in order to go back to Hillcrest. It's a vague hope, but you never know. Right, and then do a loop around the triangle, and you're good to go. All right, smashing. So this is going to be I don't know. All right, well, come up with something. Intercity, yes. I've got it. Intercity stopping. Shahill? No, it's not Shahill. It's Sea Rock. Waterdeep Shill. What the heck is this called? Croc. Okay, Sea Rock. Nice, Croc, mate. Croc to water with an A. There we are. Good. Now, I think that's going to need 3, 4. Well, I'm going to put 4 on it, purely because that's more than 3. Yeah, there you go. You didn't expect a maths lesson here, but you've had one anyway. You're very lucky. And I'm even going to buy a local depot for it. Now, it's tempting to do that with trams, but the amount of track redevelop there would be, road redevelop there would be quite extensive. Right, 16 miles per hour versus 16 miles per hour. There is nothing in it. The electric omnibus, 12 miles per hour. Not as good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Set that on the line of Croc Water. Croc Monsieur. Hold on, no, it's intercity stopping, isn't it? So it's there. All right, grand. Okay, so they'll come springing into action, and that will feed us maybe after we've established the passenger route, it might give us a couple of passengers. It won't really give us any at all until you start to get some build up actually going around the corner there. Right, I'm going to do this, knowing full well that I'm going to demolish it in the next episode. Why would I do this, I hear you crying? Well, simply because otherwise this isn't going to do anything at all. We're going to accomplish nothing. What are you trying to do? Well, I'm trying to do the wrong thing. That's what I'm trying to do. Well, stop it. Right. Yep. All of this business here. Yeah, I'm tramming up the whole lot for now, and I'll be more selective later. But I might as well, for the moment, tram up the lot, and then let's get a little commuting kind of lap done here. Let's bulldoze that because you're no longer fit for purpose. Instead, we'll stick it there, and you can inherit the world. And then where? Well, just up as far as here, I think, probably. Do you want to stick a proper bus stop in there? No, because, I mean, as much as I'm prepared to, change stuff up, I don't want to have to do that. So there we go. Right, this is going to be Rapture's commuting service. It's not much of a commute, but it is, it's trammy. And a bit of tram action makes everybody very, very excited. So we'll tram this bottom section as well. And there you go. You've got your loop. So after you've gone there, go back to 5th Street. Now, it has actually taken an appropriate route for that, which is perfect. There you go. Let's turn it a colour that everybody can see, and then immediately turn it off again so no one can see it. Ideal. Right. Okay. So you're going to be a commuter. And that's the Rapture. Rapture. No, it's not quite the same thing. Rapture. Excellent. Good. So that's Rapture. This is Rapture Central. Now, this is going to be Rapture International. Now, I'm going to use International both for airports and for passenger lines as well, because it's unlikely any town is going to have them both. See, it's not far off what I'm looking at. So if we flatten this bit down as well, flatten that bit as well, then Rapture all of a sudden has plenty of good land to build on. I think it's going to work. And if you doubt me, you're wrong. Right, let's put this shipping line in. I'll even tell it it's ships. I am loving the amount of ships in this escapade. It's terrific. What happened there? Do not crash. Oh, something really bad happened. No, it's fine. It recovered. It got it right. It's because I initially clicked on the actual bit there rather than on here. But it was okay. It came back from it. From a moment there, I thought, oh, I'm not going to have to do all this again off camera. But it's okay, everybody. Why are you... Ooh, it's having to think about this one as well. I'm touching nothing. Take your time. Figure it out. There you go. There you are. I don't know why that was so complicated for you, but I'll allow it anyway. Right. So what we need to call this something. Passenger, I guess. Rapture Waterdeep. Waterdeep. Do we think this is going to generate the most passengers you've ever seen travel by ship ever? No, not even remotely. Not until I've hooked them up, anyway. Once we've got a rail hookup going from Waterdeep around here through Silent Hill up to Dark City, that will generate a nice bit of commuter traffic. As I did in the first swing, we'll stick an airport at Dark City, and that will, it's a connection of sorts. The interesting thing will be, however, will any passengers actually use it, given that they will have a second theoretical way to get to the airports on the mainland? Don't know. We'll find out. We know that they're quick to anger. Your 29 mile per hour steamship ferry carries 75. It's £1 million. I want 2 of them, please. Not because I think it's going to work, because I precisely think it's not going to work. But if you're going to go for it, make it happen, mate. Right. You done? Good. Right. Okay. There you go. And that. And unpause. And then we'll watch something emerge. Choo-choo! Yeah, all right, slow it down again. Flipping it! Listing a little there as it bears away at quite a significant velocity. You coming through here? Oh, that's nice. It's almost worth engineering a route that comes this way, you know. Almost, but not quite. There we are. They do like to come this way when they're first emerging from the shipyard, though. So that's all lovely. Right, it's going to take a little while for this to bed in, and we're not going to hang around for that to happen. I don't want to burn any more clock time. So we'll just let that bed in when it can be bothered to bed in. I didn't put any trams on the tram line. All right, I'll go back and do those. We're auto-saving, but I want to see this. In fact, I always do the one where I'm looking under the bridge. So let's try the one. I know that bridge is not great to look at, is it? But if I do it at a strange angle, it almost looks like it's straight. Yeah, and then we can get our steamship in the foreground as it will shortly enter. Now, the main reason for using this steamship, of course, is that it is pretty quick. It's a fast mover at 29 miles per hour. I don't know what that is in knots. 17. There you go. It's close, but it's not 17. Are you going to clip through the bridge? Of course you're going to clip through the bridge. Poink! There goes your mast. Yeah. Still, it's a lovely shot, and I commend it to the house. Groovy. Okay, right, that's going. Let's put some trams in, and then I'll do my cheerio bit. Oh, I invoked the word early. Yeah, that's okay. People understand. Now then, where are you gonna launch trams from? Well, you got some space up here. Okay, cool. Look at all this flipping road traffic going on. If ever there were a candidate that were right for right or ripe, you can choose either. Ripe for a bit of rail upgrade, it was this lot. The only reason I haven't done it is because the deliveries are too spread out. They're not consistent enough for that to work. Right, what's the grooviest thing we've got here? The Peter Witt streetcar. Although it's not as fast as the Goddardville tram, or the WSTB type G plus G. GG. Well, which one do you want? I don't think I've used the Goddardville tram before. Let's bung 3 of you on there and get to work. All right, there we go. Right, that's it. That's going to wrap us up for today. In the next episode, we are going to, and it's going to cost a lot, we're going to fling a rail line up through this district. Oh, that's lovely. And hopefully get to Elmore, and then equally hopefully just sling a train or 2 down it. By which time ships should have arrived, and we'll see if this notional concept is more than notional. I've been Colonel Failure. Subscribe to the series, please. Not that there's anybody watching now who isn't already a subscriber, you know. I think we've reached the point where anybody who is still playing original Transport Fever is already tuned in. If you are subscribing for the first time today, post a comment to say that you're doing so, and I shall drop very many compliments underneath the post, or some such. I don't know. Right, that's it. I'll catch you next time. Cheerio! So there you go. That's part 1 of what I'm calling the Rapture cycle, a 3-part exploration of exactly what can be done without fudging your money too heavily, and getting, you know, a bit of redevelopment going on in Rapture. I'm pretty confident that we'll end up with something very, very, very glamorous indeed, and I think I may even aspire to make it the biggest city on the map, because it's in such a good location that if I can wire in the right kind of infrastructure and then hook it up correctly, we could end up with something really quite tremendous. Anyway, part 1 done. Next episode will be part 2. That'll be nice.